Hello, I'm Tim and I work at the Curriculum Materials Library here at Grand Valley State University on the Grand Rapids Pew campus. Today I will be demonstrating for you how to properly use some of the equipment located in the Curriculum Materials Library. We have two types of binding machines here at the CML. This machine uses a plastic comb, while this machine uses a plastic coil. The first thing to binding your project is to measure how thick it's going to be. So what you do is you take your project and you take one of the binding combs available here and you see what binding comb goes over the edge just a little bit to give it enough room to open within the binding comb. After you figure out what binding comb you're going to use, you're going to use this sheet, which will tell you what depth of a setting you have to set the binding machine to. This ensures that your project will open within the binding comb. The depth setting is located right here on the edge of the binding machine. So my project is at a depth of a 1, so I'm going to set it to 1. After you figure out the depth to set it to, you're going to do a practice run with a scrap sheet of paper that's available by the binding machines. I first have to line up, depending on the size of my paper, line my paper up with the holes that I want to punch. Carefully push it in and hold it down with my hand. And I'm going to pull down on this lever to punch the holes. Now that my paper has holes in it, I can bind it. So I'm going to take my binding comb here and rest it on the top of the machine. I'm then going to pull forward on the handle and slowly push back. And when I slowly push back, the binding comb's going to open like this, so I can put my papers on it. You're going to want to ensure to put the part that opens up facing up on the binding machine, so you can weave your papers onto it. I take my project and just put them on to the coils, and then once they are on the coils, you can pull forward on the handle and let it go back to the starting position. Lift up, and you have your bound project. The setup for the coil binding machine is very similar to the setup for the comb binding machine. So we start by taking our project and finding the depth of it. For this, we take this card that's located by the binding machine and we put the paper into the size selector. Once we take it out, we look at the red arrows which tell us to set it at a depth of green. So on the side here, we set the machine to a depth of green. So once we have done that, we can take scrap paper that's located by the binding machine to set up where we want to punch our holes. Now, depending on the size of the document, you can adjust where the holes will punch. You push the document in until it stops, hold it down with one hand, and then pull down the lever with the other hand. So once that is done, you take your binding comb and you start to weave it into the holes. Now this could take a long time, but this machine has a pedal on the floor, and the pedal, if you step on it, will move the machine so you can coil it faster. So what I'll do is put my document up against the moving part, and it'll weave the coil throughout my document, like so. So once that's done, you can take the clippers located next to the machine and just cut off the extra pieces that you have. Any patron may use the binding machines by visiting the CML. The staff will demonstrate its use and help you set up the machine. However, we will not bind your materials for you. There is no charge for using our machines. Please ask any of the Curriculum Materials Library staff for assistance in using any of our equipment or machines in the Curriculum Materials Library.